of you. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait.
Hi and welcome back to the Rideshare the UK YouTube channel. I'm Kevin and I'm doing a quick video to determine if you're over 60, is Uber a great gig or great job to do until you retire? And I say yes, it's ideal. I'm 61. I've done private hire driving on and off for 40 years. Started in the early 80s, and that was way before Uber, and we were still using the radio circuit. And I've always enjoyed the job, but it's not a career job. It's just a job to fill in gaps. So I've come and gone in between work and career jobs, and just a great little number to make some extra money. You're not going to make a fortune, but it's great. I mean, I'm 61. I'm winding down. Got a bit of a pension, bit of income from other places, and it's just topping up and keeping me busy. And I think it's perfect. Log on when you want, log off when you want. Uh, how many hours you have to do to cover your cost depends on whether you're going to rent a car, which is what I do, or whether you use your own car. If you use your own car, you're going to be putting about 800 miles a week on your mileage, so you have real fast depreciation of your car, a lot of wear and tear on your car, and you need to take that into account. But I rent a car, costs me £200 a week. I make that back on a Friday. I don't work late nights. I don't work into the early hours. I generally work, well, I'll try and work 4 days a week, start at about 12 or 1 o'clock and finish by about 9. Don't go past 10 o'clock at night. I don't really want to deal with people who are a bit happy with the beer. And also, I park in a multi-storey car park, which closes at 11 anyway, so I have to be in by 11. Or I have to park the car in the street and risk getting a parking ticket. So the hours are perfect. The pay, if you work sort of 3, 4 days a week, 30 plus hours, you should beat national minimum wage. Like I say, it's not a career job. The other thing you got to watch out for is your local council, because you need to get a private hire badge. When I first started in the 1980s, it was 10 days. From the date you applied to the date you was working, no more than 10 days, which is why it was really popular and really good. Easy job to get into, not much in the way of skills, and it was perfect to fill in between jobs. As time has gone by, more and more requirements have been added on to requiring you to be a private hire driver. So we've gone from 10 days through to 10 weeks. And now a lot of councils you're looking at 9, 10 months. So you need to take that into account. Also got to take into account you need to have a medical, so make sure you're fit and well enough to do the job. Most will have you do a medical every 5 years, so you'll do one at 16 or one at 65. And then some councils require you to do a medical every year after 65, 66, 67. Now, how long that's going to stay like that, I don't know. It is in breach of the Equality Act, unless councils can prove with facts and figures that a 66-year-old and a 67-year-old is more at risk at the wheel for medical conditions than the breach the Equality Act. I know I'll be challenging it in court once I reach 66. If it's not already been reached, I think it's probably going to be tested in the courts way before I'm 66. I'm 61, so another 5 years to go. It does make a difference. It's an extra £120, £130 a year running costs that you need to do, which you shouldn't really have to do. And there's also the time aspect. It took me 2.5 months to get my medical with my GP. Even if you're private and you're paying £120, you still can't get a GP appointment at the moment. The NHS is that bad. So that's something that needs to be considered. Financially, as I say, expect a beat minimum wage with Uber. If you want to make more money, then definitely go for the local cars where you're going to do a lot of cash work. I don't do cash work at my age. Too much of a risk of runners. I'm not going to go running after kids at the age of 61. Uh, Increased risk of theft because you're carrying quite a lot of cash on you. So I don't want aggravation. The other thing is Uber will take into account, will deal with all the financial side. You don't get paid as much from Uber as you would get paid from a local company. But for instance, last Friday, a girl was sick in the car. Uh, if I was working for a local company, it'd be my responsibility to get money out of her to try and recover the cost of cleaning. I work for Uber. I just take photographs, and Uber does the rest. I don't have to deal with any cash work at all, and that's perfect for somebody of my age. Um, as I say, I'm come towards the end of my working life now. I don't need the house. I don't need my family's grown up and gone away. I don't have to support a family. Um, my living costs are a lot lower, so I don't need to maximise my earnings like I would do if I was in my 20s. Um, so perfect. The thing that is really good about this job is flexibility, and flexibility is what you want at my age. That's what you want when you're over 60. If I'm feeling a bit grog in the morning, I don't get out of bed, I sleep it off, and I start later in the day. If I want to go fishing because the weather's nice, I go fishing. I don't have a clock to worry about. I don't have to clock on, don't have to clock off. Come on when I want, go off when I want. The only thing I need to worry about is making sure I earn enough money to cover my bills, as in the car. So that's £200 a week. As I say, I'll normally go at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Friday, work through till 9 o'clock on an evening on a Friday, have a couple of hours off during the day, and I've done £200 and I've covered my car bills. And then whatever else I make during the week is perfect. So for me, I think Uber is a great job to do if you're over 60 and you're just winding down, ready for retirement. If you've already retired, I'm not so sure because you're going to have issues with getting your private eye license. That might be a little bit more difficult to do. But if you're semi-retired, you got a bit of a pension, you retired at 60, maybe come out of the military or maybe the NHS or teacher, and you've had enough of a full-time career. It's a great little side hustle to do. So yes, my thumb goes up. Uber, Bolt, if you got Lyft in your area. Uber is definitely the biggest. It's definitely the most popular. And not doing cash work really does make a difference to how much you enjoy the job. You're not sat over there looking over your shoulder wondering if this guy's going to mug you or not. Pick up 4 big guys, doesn't matter. It's paid for, it's all dealt with. So this isn't America. You don't get carjackings. You don't get guns pointed at you. You don't get idiots. This is the UK. Very nice passengers. Very nice job to do. Very laid back. If you enjoy driving and if you don't get stressed out because there's some real idiots on the road now compared to what there were 40 years ago, if you can just be laid back and let it go over your head, it's a great job to do with the flexibility you need and a nice little income. So that's it for today's video. Hope you like, subscribe and share. And if you're over 60, seriously, got a job coming. Think about having a go at Uber. So until next time, stay safe and happy driving.